Okay, guys, so we're here to do the second part of the movie review. So we're gonna get into this, and I'm not sure how much time we got to record, so we're just gonna have to deal with what we got. The first is The Faculty, which is a really good movie, by the way. If you've never seen it, one of the best, probably horror movies from the 90s. Then we've got Disturbing Behavior, which is another really good movie. And I want to add that, like, this probably helped a lot of these actors and actresses' careers in this, actually. Because a lot of these people ended up on, like, Dawson's Creek and a bunch of other shows. Just for a heads up if people didn't know that. Underworld, Rise of the Lincolns, 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 Lycans, 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 Lycans. I likens this movie. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah. I didn't have any problems with this movie. Some people didn't like it, but it's okay. And let's just get this out of the way, too. All the movies. All the Underworld movies. Yeah. Anyways, we'll get those out of here so we can get to other stuff. Oh, and I totally spaced that too. That's part of it. Yep, more Underworld. Men in Black, the first movie, people. The only good Men in Black movie, by the way. Just saying. Don't really like the other ones. They're kind of meh. Natural Born Killers, the collector's edition on VHS. One of the weirdest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But it depends on the audience. Dawn of the Dead, people. One of the greatest zombie movies ever made. Yes, 100%. Go watch it. Good. The first open water movie, people. Which, by the way, I wanted to point out that this is probably one of the best shark movies ever made. It's not terrible. I'm just saying. If you want to watch that type of movie, that and like Jaws. Actually, every single Jaws movie is amazing. Go check those out. Honestly, if you like those type of movies. Just saying. Piranha 3D isn't even that bad. Sharknado is terrible. Don't watch that. That is horrible. Oh my god, that is a really bad movie. Blade Trinity. This movie also has Triple H from WWE in it, just to let people know. Wesley Snipes is actually really good in this. drop something. So, first Jurassic Park movie. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this movie. It is really, really funny and really good. I love this movie. Jurassic Park 2. Also a really good movie. And Vince Vaughn is in this movie. If people didn't know that. And then we have two amazing movies from the 80s. First, Who You Gonna Call? Ghostbusters. And their sidekick, Batman. The first Batman movie with Jack Nicholson. This is a weird movie, but it's actually good. Wolf Creek. If you like the, creepy, bizarre type of movies, this is up your alley. It's pretty weird, but the first Craft movie from the 90s. Hello, McFly. This is actually the good one. Just saying. Batman Forever with Jim Carrey and Val Kilmer. This is actually a decent movie if people would actually watch it. Just saying. Hello. Lost Boys, one of the greatest horror movies ever made, for frickin' God's sakes. Hello, Corey Feldman. Just saying, you can't redo this movie. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, people, come on, it's a cult classic. It needs to be on this list. Hocus Pocus, hello, again, another Halloween movie that is absolutely amazing and funny that needs to be on this list. My Stepmom is an Alien. Dan Aykroyd, funny comedy, great for Halloween, not even really scary. Casper, the movie from the 90s, people, absolutely a cult classic movie that needs to be on this countdown. It is amazing and funny. The Nightmare Before Christmas needs to be on this list. It is amazing. This is one of the best movies made by Disney, honestly, probably in the last 35 years. The Goonies. Also an amazing movie to watch around Halloween because it has that nostalgia feel to being a kid, hanging out with your buddies, and searching for gold. Why not? The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. One of the iconic cartoon specials ever in history. An amazing episode for Charlie Brown fans. This is a really rare movie, The Halloween Tree. This is one of my favorite Halloween movies that I've ever seen in my entire life because, for one thing, it tells the real story of Halloween, but in a different way. Here is the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, which I don't think a lot of you have actually watched. It's actually pretty decent. Now here are two that are necessary for everybody to be watching around Halloween. The first is Bewitched, the TV series, which I spent a lot of time when I was a kid watching this show. And if you know me well enough, you know that I used to be very obsessed with this show when I was younger. And here is The Munsters, one of the greatest ever shows ever invented, as far as I'm concerned. And it absolutely holds up to this day. Is a good Halloween, show to check out and watch with everybody. It's still funny. And I heard Rob Zombie's actually going to be redoing this, so it's kind of interesting to know that too. Okay, here's something for all the 90s gurus and fans out there. Are You Afraid of the Dark? The greatest Nickelodeon horror-themed TV show ever produced, just to let everybody know. I'm going to throw it out there. After that, we're going to switch it to also a good TV show from the 90s. Goosebumps, people. Then we're going to take it all the way back to a great film, The Crow, which is an amazing action movie. Check this movie out if you're a fan of action-themed movies and mixed with a little bit of horror, and it's a really good movie. Then we have the remake of The Fog, which is actually a really good movie. I recently checked it out for probably the second time. Really dug it. It's good, guys. Okay, the next ones are the Species movies. A lot of people didn't like these because they thought, well, it's just really gross and blah, blah, blah. Not me. I actually really like these movies. I think they're entertaining. And after that, Jawbreaker with Rose McGowan. This is probably one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen, honestly, in the last 25 years. Because it's not a movie that is for everybody, but again, it's for me. I like it. It's funny, entertaining. That's all that matters. Okay, so Scary Movie and Scary Movie 2, which I need to fix the box on this. This is really bad. Both of these movies are amazing, funny, outrageous. You never know what to expect with these movies, and I love the first two. The first two are really funny and amazing. The next thing that we're gonna do right here is the Scream Trilogy, which, by the way, is one of the greatest horror franchises ever produced, just to let you know. However, I do not think that we need a fifth movie. I am a diehard fan and I do not want to see a fifth movie. Please do not do that. Please, I don't want to see that. This is the collector's edition of Slumber Party Massacre, the first movie, which is a very cheesy movie, but also, again, an amazing accomplishment. Is an independent film that really didn't gross a whole lot of money, but it's still a cult classic movie in the horror genre. The next one is a movie that I recently just watched for the first time in a very long time, and this is actually a really good movie, Wolf. This is probably one of the better movies, honestly, that I've seen in a few years. It's not bad. And then Summer of Sam, which is actually based on the original crime that happened up in New York City back in the 1970s. This is a really interesting movie, but it is kind of violent, which means I'm not promoting for any children to watching that movie. Like, if you are probably under the age of, I don't know, 13, don't watch it, just to let you know. Alright, people. So here we're going to just talk about the Jaws franchise. I'm going to show you the covers. And then we're going to talk about this amazing franchise. Jaws is the best action shark series, horror series, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Yeah, this, without Jaws being made, like, we wouldn't have other movies similar to it, like Open Water and other films like that. You know, I'm just saying, like, Jaws is an amazing accomplishment. Okay, this is the Rob Zombie film, 3 from Hell. And now, if you're not a fan of his movies, that's fine, but me, around Halloween, I want to watch House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, 3 from Hell. Like, even his version of Halloween is not terrible. Like, I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, then we have another movie that's really interesting too, called Panic Room. And Kristen, the actress that played Bella, can't remember her name right now. She was in this movie when she was really young. Right, here is a really good horror movie, Waxwork, and Waxwork 2. Very brilliant films. They are a little kind of cheesy, but they are still good they hold up to this day. They are still amazing films. Here is something for everybody. Scooby-Doo. Where are you? The greatest collection. Yep. Nothing like hanging out with Scooby-Doo. Here is a film called Jason Goes to Hell. This film